Hi there, I'm Aki from Aki Gaming, and welcome to another episode of My Waifu or Husbando is Better Than Yours. Each episode, we will be putting two heroes into the spotlight and see who reigns supreme over the other. First, they will be judged by all of their attributes, which includes their stats, weapons, skill, etc. Then, we will put them into a battle simulator and see who's the better one when head on. Not only that, we will be also giving them their best possible skill build and put them into the ultimate mass battle showdown to see who will be crowned the winner of My Waifu or Husbando is Better Than Yours. Let's not wait any longer and introduce our contestants. Standing on the left corner, a descendant of Haim the Saint, the wife of Zygarde, then Arvis, the Lady of the Forest, Deirdre! And standing on the right corner, the inheritor of Book of Naga, Selif's half-sister, making her second appearance, Julia! Am I the only one thinks that if Julia curls her hair, she will look exactly like her mother? The same could be said about Deirdre straightening her hair. Shall we have a look? I have no idea who is who now. So here we go. Naga versus Naga. Mother versus daughter. The battle to decide who is the better waifu. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble? Round 1. Stats and skills. Let's start with their base stats total. Deirdre has a BST of 148. And Julia's BST is also 148. It's a draw. What about their rating after weapons and skills? Deirdre's total rating is 162. As for Julia, her total rating is 165. Julia takes the first point. Next is their hit points. Deirdre has 36 HP and Julia has 38. 0-2 to Julia. Let's look at their attack now. Deirdre's attack is 33 plus 14. And Julia is 35 plus 14. Julia scores again, 0-3. What about their speed? Would Deirdre finally break the streak? She has a speed of 28. And Julia has 26. Deirdre scores her first point, 1-3. Now, let's look at the defense. Deirdre has 16 points in defense. And Julia has 17. Julia scores one back, 1-4. Next, their resistance to magical damage. Deirdre has a resistance of 35 and Julia has 32. Deirdre scores another point, 2-4. At the moment, Deirdre is trailing behind by 2 points, but the match is far from over. She could still make a comeback with her weapon and skills. Let's start by looking at her weapon. Deirdre holds the Divine Naga Tome that has a might of 14. And is effective against dragons. It also nullifies bonuses on foes during combat. As for Julia, she has the Naga Tome which has the same might and effectiveness against dragon. But instead of nullifying foes' bonus, Naga grants her a +2 defense and resistance when being attacked. Whose tome is better? Both weapons functions the same in terms of slaying dragon. But with the current meta, Divine Naga has a slight advantage, 3-4. Next, we won't be comparing their assist, special and passive in A or B, since one of them doesn't have it, so it couldn't be compared. However, we will still briefly go through it. Deirdre has Ardent Sacrifice that heals an adjacent ally 10 HP by sacrificing 10 HP on herself. And Julia, she has a special called Dragon Fang that grants her a +50% attack when triggered with a cooldown cost of 4. As for passives, Deirdre has Quick Repose in B that guarantee her a follow-up attack when being attacked if her HP is 70% or more. On the other hand, Julia has Resistance +3 in A. And what's left is Passive C. Let's start with Deirdre. She has Speed Ploy, a passive that reduces speed of foes by 5 in cardinal direction if their resistance is lower than hers. And Julia, she has Breath of Life that restores adjacent allies 7 HP when attacking. Whose passive C skill is superior? With the wider range of effect and speed debuff, I would have to give the last point to Deirdre. And that's the end to round 1. With a score of 4 against 4, the first round ended in a draw. Whoa, I did not expect round 1 would end in a tie. Anyway, let's move on to round 2, head-on fight. For this segment, I'm going to use the FEH damage calculator by Kagero chart. First, we're just going to let them brawl with their default skills, IV with no buff. Let's have a look at the result. It seems no one gets to take down their opponent in one round with their default build. However, Deirdre managed to deal more damage when defending with the help of quick repose, but it's still not enough to take Julia down. Hence, it's a draw. Now, what if we let them fight with their recommended skill build? For Deirdre, Divine Naga, Fury, Quick Repose, Speed Ploy, Iceberg, and a plus speed seal. For Julia, Naga, Fury, Quick Repose, Resistant Ploy, Iceberg, and Distant Defense seal. And the result? Julia gets to KO her mom when defending, mainly because of Deirdre making a follow-up attack during initiation. In the case that Deirdre doesn't have a speed seal, there won't be a KO, unless Julia got affected by a speed ploy. Interestingly, if Deirdre has Moonbow instead of Iceberg, she could have taken down Julia when defending. The same goes to Julia too. If she has Moonbow, Deirdre would be KO'd when being attacked. So, it's another draw. And since both fights ended with no wins, I hereby declare round 2 concluded in a tie. Before we proceed to the last segment, let's recap the result. Both Deirdre and Julia has not gotten a win from the last 2 rounds. It seems it all boils down to the final round. Who will be crowned this episode's best waifu? Would it be the Forest Lady or the Naga's Blood? Let's find out in round 3, Mass Battle. For this round, we will be using the Mass Battle calculator by Krandu to calculate how effective are they against all the other heroes. Whoever gets the most kill is the winner. First, we will calculate the result with their default build. And the result? Deirdre draws 33, loses 112, and wins 41. What about Julia? She draws 45, loses 103, and wins 38. So close! Deirdre had 3 more kills than Julia, but somehow Deirdre had more death than her daughter. What if they defend first? How different will the result be? This time, Deirdre draws 19, loses 107, and wins 60. As for Julia, she draws 53, loses 100, and wins only 30. Deirdre has 2 times more kill than Julia when defending. With that, the default fight goes to Deirdre, 1-0. Now, let's have a look at their performance with their best build. Who will win this time? Deirdre draws 15, loses 83, and wins 88. As for Julia, she draws 15, loses 80, and wins 91. This time, Julia has 3 more kills instead. What if enemy attack first? Will the result remain the same? Let's have a look. Deirdre draws 109, loses 7, and wins 70. As for Julia, she draws 105, loses 10, and wins 71. Once again, Julia edged past Deirdre with 1 extra kill. The inheritance fight falls to the hand of Julia. And with a score of 1 against 1, the last round ended in yet another stalemate. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, 3 weeks in a row, the final result of this episode, My Waifu or Husbando, is better than yours, concluded in yet another draw. Really? 3 consecutive episodes ended in a draw? Can you believe that? Even though Deirdre might have the better skill set by default, but Julia's superior stats compensated at what she lacks. In my opinion, both heroes are equally similar not only in terms of appearance, but also their function as a blue mage checker. I guess a draw would be the most appropriate ending to this fight. So, Do you agree on the result? Who do you think should have been the better waifu? Let's discuss. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Aki Gaming for more interesting content like this. You could also leave a comment below to suggest who would you like to feature in a future episode. By the way, I've just started a Patreon page in order to get a little more funding on my content creation. It would mean a lot to me if you decided to support me as a patron. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you same time next week.